Good evening, and welcome to the Daily Voice, presented by VNN, bringing you today's top 5 Canadian news stories on June 23, 2025. Let's get started. Canada is ramping up emergency response efforts as the Iran-Israel conflict spirals. Global Affairs Canada has deployed rapid response teams and 24/7 support services for citizens in Iran, Israel, and the West Bank. Evacuation plans are underway, and deportations to Israel have been temporarily suspended. Canadians in Tehran have been urged to flee immediately, as no embassy exists to assist them. Ottawa is also exploring land and sea evacuation routes through neighboring countries like Jordan and Cyprus. As regional tensions grow, Canada's priority is clear: protect its citizens abroad. Prime Minister Mark Carney is heading to Brussels to sign a major defence agreement with the EU amid growing global instability. The move comes just after US airstrikes in Iran and signals Canada's strategic pivot towards stronger European military alliances. At the upcoming NATO summit, Carney will face pressure from the US to increase defence spending to 5% of GDP, well above Canada's current target of 2%. With Trump's unpredictability and rising geopolitical risks, Canada is walking a fine line between old alliances and new defence commitments. Disaster struck Ontario's Algonquin Park over the weekend as flash floods, and a suspected tornado wiped out Highway 630, leaving hundreds stranded. Emergency crews are now airlifting people out using helicopters and float planes. Power outages, broken communication lines, and washed-out ATV trails have turned the area into an isolated emergency zone. Local officials warn of potential injuries and say repairs could take weeks. This devastating storm is yet another reminder of Canada's growing need for resilient infrastructure in the face of extreme weather. In Mississauga, a wild hit-and-run spree ended with police arresting an impaired, unlicensed man driving a stolen pickup truck. Gary Walker, 39, sped through the wrong lanes, hit several vehicles, drove on sidewalks, and even tried to carjack another driver after crashing. He faces over 10 criminal charges, including robbery, drug-impaired driving, and operating while prohibited, with 9 separate driving bans on record. Fortunately, no serious injuries were reported. Police are asking for any dashcam footage as they investigate further. The Canadian Armed Forces are seeing a surge in applications, but behind the scenes, experienced members are leaving in droves. Over 5,000 soldiers exited the regular force last year, and the military remains short 13,000 personnel. The government has announced a 20% pay raise and billions in new funding, but insiders say it's not enough. Recruitment is up, but bureaucracy and low retention threaten long-term readiness. As Canada aims to rebuild its military strength and reduce US dependency, experts say bold structural reforms, not just hiring, are urgently needed. That's all for today's top stories. Thank you for joining us on The Daily Voice, presented by VNN. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.